What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be talking about Madden 22 compared to Madden 23. The good, the bad, the pros, the cons, the things like that. We're basically going to kind of go back a little bit, like look at the things. What was good about Madden 22? What was actually bad about it? And we're going to talk about some of the things, compared to 22 that were good in Madden 23 and, bad in Madden 23. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So we're going to start off with the good things in Madden 22. Now, looking back on Madden 22, we were all like, man, we can't wait for Madden 23. And now it's kind of like, man, looking back on it, 22 wasn't that bad, when we're talking about compared to 23. But 22, right, we're going to start with the good takeaways from the game. The first thing is archetypes actually mattered in the game. Now, most of the stuff I'm talking about is going to be stuff Ultimate Team related because that's really the only game mode I play. So, regs, franchise, I'm not really taking that into factor. But archetypes mattered in 22 from an ability standpoint, right? This year with 23 with archetypes don't matter. Like, they're a thing, but they don't correlate to what discounts guys are going to get and things like that, except for the slot archetype. That one, for some reason, those guys are guaranteed to get like short in and short out for like 1 AP no matter what. But besides that, archetypes do not matter in 22 and even 21. How archetypes worked, depending on what archetype a guy had, that basically, like, let's say he was a route runner archetype, which I think it used to be route runner archetype. I think it was. It's not in the game anymore, but it used to be route runner archetype. Those guys would get route technician for the cheapest in the game. So anybody was that had that archetype will get those kind of discounts, and we didn't have to worry about EA giving our favorite cards, the proper discounts. We knew based off archetype the list of the discounts they were going to get, and it was just a good format. It wasn't random. We just knew what it was. I think it needs to go back to that personally. Next good thing about Madden 22 is it had a good ability balance. In 23, it's just 30, 25 to 30 some abilities on both sides of the ball. Even with the 6 AP limit, you could have a shit ton of abilities out there. In 22, there were, I think the highest the limit got up to was like 20 something. But even with how the AP was, like, it still wasn't as many abilities as we're seeing now. Like, it was still just a really good balance, and there's really only one ability that was a huge problem, and we all know what that was: escape artist, which eventually it got addressed. It just sucks that it didn't get addressed earlier in the year. Now, some people might have mixed opinions about this one, and I understand why this did not return to Madden 23. But remember in Madden 22 when you used to click on to a receiver and you would hit Y, and you would be able to have like that dive catch animation on offense. Now, it was pretty nice to have, like, it really was, especially when sometimes the game could fuck you over and you might be in a bad position. You used to be able to press Y, click on, and get that dive catch on offense. Now we don't have that, which, like I said, I understand why it's not in there because in the game anymore, because it was pretty overpowered. But it was still, I'd say, especially a mechanic that would have been kind of nice to have this year. With the way this game plays at times, it would have been kind of nice. Another one is, this is a big one. Remember, I would even say the last couple Maddens, you've been able to, weak box dollar. Like, this year, guys can at least stay in dollar. You could be in, a way bigger package, I form, a slot, things like that, and you can't weak box dollar. Nothing can pretty much weak box. They can stay in there and actually have run defense out of dollar. In the past, like Madden 22, you couldn't do that. If you came out in dollar where they were going to run you out of the game, and that's how it should be, because in real life, teams do not run dollar. This one right here is not really gameplay related, but TVPs were pretty nice in Madden 22, even at this point of the year. Like, where we're at right now, Madden 23 with train variety packs, I don't open them. I don't even want to look at them. At least last year, they were good, and they were still a really good way to make coins, and it was just another way to spice it up if you're a head-to-head guy. Quick sell cards, and just go ahead, like, your winnings with stuff, just quick sell the cards and go ahead and open up some TVPs. Like, that was a thing this year. Well, not this year. At some point this year, you were able to do that. At this point in the year now, you can't. So it just, it's not very good. Another thing is, too, the movement in 22 was a little bit better. And I would say on the offense side of the ball, if you guys remember, we used to have those, those really nice spins in the game last year, which were like amazing. Now, not everybody had the great spin animation, but most of the players on offense did. This year we lost it now, and I would even say the movement also got worse, not just because of that, but this year it's like you do two jukes and you pretty much lose all your stamina, and it's just it's kind of limited the movement. I feel like your user on defense movement feels a little bit better, but that's about it. Head-to-head rewards in Madden 22 were way better than they are in Madden 23. Like literally, you win a Super Bowl in Legend Division, and you get the 4 trophy packs, you get your touchdown pack, right? But I'm opening these trophy packs, and bro, I'm pulling 89s, 90 overalls. Like we're in May. We're almost in June, honestly. We're really almost in June. Like that's insane. Like in the beginning of the year, that would have been great. But right now, like it's just so bad. And like, last year was like, forget just the packs, but like winning a Super Bowl and Legend, like you would just get so many coins, and you just got so much more bread last year for like going through a whole season and winning the Super Bowl compared to this year. It's really sad, to be honest. And the last positive thing I would have to say about Madden 22 compared to Madden 23, and this is the biggest one, and I think one of the most important ones: Weekend League. Weekend League. I think at first hearing that it was called Muchams, I was like, okay, I think it's just a new name. They're just giving it a new name, right? Whatever. And then to figure out this thing is like Weekend League is really just going, like it's not nothing like it. It's probably the one of the biggest L's in Madden 23 period. We're gonna be looking at the cons in Madden 23. Basically, what made the game bad. Now I will say this: looking at the cons compared to 22 to 23, 23 is a lot more. 22 definitely has some cons, but it's nothing compared to 23. So starting it off with 22, obviously this is the biggest one, and it's probably it was pretty big deal breaker for a lot of people. But Escape Artist, it really, Escape Artist was bad. Now obviously eventually they upped the AP and made it to where like if you put this thing on, you wouldn't really be able to put anything else on, but for a while, I mean, you could rock everything with it, and it was, it was really overpowered. It was annoying as hell. Nobody wanted to go against it, but that was really what ruined 22 Escape Artist. Also, another thing was it was hard. It was hard to get pressure on 22. Like just let's say not even from a blitzing standpoint, like just straight up D line, it was really hard to get pressure. And even if you try to blitz, like nickel normal in 22 was not good. Like it was hard to heat guys up out of it. Like sending blitzes, and it's because the way the movement was in the game. So it was hard to get pressure. Another thing was offense was way too easy in 22, and it was leads back to because you couldn't really get pressure at times, and we didn't have KOs and zones didn't play very good, and to see that was one of the things. Zones didn't play very good. So what did they do to try to fix that this year? In 23, instead of actually fixing the zones like they're supposed to, they decided to add KOs, which you know what I mean. That's what they do. They always take the easy route of going about things. So, and the last bad thing I would say about 22 was, DBs did a lot of stupid shit, like how they do in 23. They still do dumb shit, which isn't much of a surprise, but those are probably really the only complaints I really have for 22. If you guys can remember any other ones, let me know. Off the top of my head, that's all I could really remember. So let's talk about Madden 23 now. But first, we're going to talk about the good about Madden 23, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a lot, and there's a lot of cons. Like, it's about to get really vicious. Like, looking at this, Madden 22 is a lot better game. Alright, so we're going to start with the good with Madden 23. The first one is, there's no power-ups. There is no power-ups in Madden 23. Nobody really liked the whole idea of power-ups because it was just a way to make you waste more coins. That's all it was. Like literally, Ultimate Team is the only game mode with like cards and stuff that has these stupid power-ups. You know what I mean? So it's good they got them out of the game. It was never really a good thing. Another good thing was they added the freeform, the whole freeform mechanic. It's actually good. I do like the mechanic, and a lot of people at first didn't like it because it was new, it was different. But once you got adjusted to it, and I feel like you found your right settings, I know once I found my right settings, I was fine with it. But it's a good mechanic. I actually do like it, and hopefully it can only even get better next year. Also, I know that I was just trying to throw things in there because Madden 23 is really bad, but they're still dropping content. I know. It's a bad game. Like they're still dropping content in the sense of like promos. I don't by Madden 22 at this time of the year. I think it was just Ultimate Legends and Golden tickets. Like we're getting the Theme Team remix, which is it's a good promo. You know, we're getting cards and nice players, but the problem with it is that, you know, you can't sell, like, these cards go up to 99s, but you can't sell them at a 99 and make your coins back if you don't want the card anymore. But in a sense, we're still getting content, so I'll give them that. They're still trying to drop content. Who knows? Maybe we might even get another promo after it. Probably not, but you never know. Um, Another good thing about Madden 23 is you can definitely get pressure on this game compared to Madden 22, and you can heat your opponent up, which is good because you need to be able to do that in Madden. Like, you got to, like, you know. And I'm not saying to blitz every single play, but to be able to switch it up. Like, I can come out in the same look, and you don't know if I'm sending heat, if I'm coming out in coverage. That's what I like. In 22, you couldn't really do that. I mean, unless you ran 6-1, but even that was still pretty easy to beat. So, and the last on this is that's right. This is the last good thing I have to say about Madden 23 is that this is probably the first Madden I've ever played where contains actually work, which is crazy because that's usually a huge complaint every year in Madden that contains never really work. And honestly, it's a good thing contains work this year because I couldn't imagine if they didn't, to be honest with you. So now we are going to be getting into the bad of Madden 23 compared to 22, and I'm not gonna lie to you, there is a lot. Like, I mean, I know this is a bad game, but Jesus, when I read, and there's probably some things I'm even forgetting, which is the scariest part, but to start it off, we got the freeze glitch. I don't know when they patched the freeze glitch, but that thing was running rampant. That lag is crazy right there. That's not the video. That's not your internet. I lagged in game and got a pick. I know that's crazy, but the freeze glitch was running rampant. Literally, I don't know for how long. Some people are saying it's even still going on. So I don't know. The freeze glitch is apparently still a thing, but if you don't know what it was, basically your opponent could freeze you, and you know whoever quit the game basically got the loss, and the person that stayed got the win. It's actually been in Madden in the past, but it was running rampant for a while. The next one is another glitch, the lag switch glitch, which is still in the game, and I don't think EA knows anything about. Now, I might have been the only person that's even really known about this. I just recently figured out that it was actually a lag switch glitch, but it's been happening to me literally half the year. Like, I'd say since December, this thing has been happening to me. Basically, you can make your opponent lag when he snaps the ball on like a pass play. All you have to do, I don't remember how to do it. I think you just hold the back triggers. You hold certain triggers. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it because fuck you guys. I'm going to tell you straight up. But yeah, that's the thing. The next bad thing about 23 is the servers are terrible. Now, to be fair, the servers were decent most of the year until I'd probably say season 4 drop, but the servers are like so bad on this game. Like, you could tell they just flat out do not care anymore, which has been apparent pretty much all year, but the servers are absolutely garbage. Another thing that's just terrible this year is you cannot weak box dollar. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. You can't weak box dollar. That's just not good for the game. That needs to return next year. Next thing is KOs. KOs, man. They are just they're so bad because the reason why they're in the game is because EA can't get zones right. They just can't get simple things right. So what do? They add deep out zone KO. They add all these KOs to try to make up for why, you know, their zones are so bad, and it's bad. Like, it's just not very fun playing with those things. And that another one is another ability type thing. Guys starting with X factors, DN starting with, you know, these X factors, the running back starting with their X factors. Like, it's just not good for the game. Like, it brings us back to Madden 20 when we said it with the whole Eric Dickerson thing, the Randy Moss thing. Don't ever do this again. What do? Oh, let's do it again. You know what? Why not? And it's just bad, man. Like, the whole ability thing this year, it was a debacle. It was bad. Like, I don't know how 24 is gonna go, and honestly I don't know what to expect with that game, but it is what it is. But the next thing is every promo had damn near some type of glitch. There was a problem with it. There was just always an issue almost every single promo. If there was a glitch where guys were making millions of coins, if it was, you know, oh, this is supposed to be in the game, it's not there, or just something's messed up. It was something every promo. Like, I never saw anything like it. Like, it's almost like they genuinely don't test anything they do and they just drop it, which is crazy because, like, in the real world, like, if you do that, you're fired. You're fired. Like, this, you know what I mean? But at EA, they live in their own world, man. And this one is a promo I wanted to point out, just like by itself because it's such a big promo. They messed up the Christmas, Christmas Day, everybody gets their presents and stuff, and they actually messed it up. Like, guys were getting the wrong presents, and they just gave everybody the wrong stuff. I know I did. I got completely the wrong shit. I don't even think I ever got make rights for it either. So, yeah, that was the thing. They messed up Christmas promo. I don't know how you mess up Christmas, but they did it. Another thing that is just flat out terrible is now the market. And right now, what EA is trying to do with the market is they're trying to raise the price. They're trying to get everybody to spend their coins as much as possible because they messed up every promo. And guys were making millions of coins. With some of them were like guys are opening packs and just guaranteed to get LTDs and things like that. So they're trying to like reverse the market and shit. And now it's fucking over people that actually have normal amounts of coins that didn't do this stuff. And it's just, it's just the game is in such a bad place right now, man. Another thing that's really bad about Madden 23 is head-to-head is just a terrible way to make coins this year. I don't care how much you win. I'm on a 30-game win streak. I've won like 50-some Super Bowls. And I'm telling you, the coins for head-to-head are just not good. It's just not cutting it, man. It's just not cutting it. And next year, we need... I don't like they're giving us less than we got. Like, every year I feel like they're starting to give us less and less in head-to-head, which is just... It's annoying because for a guy like me that makes pretty much all his coins in head-to-head, it's just annoying. Like, not everybody likes to fucking dudes like, oh, what's the market glitch? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to go out on the grass and handle people, man. And that's just kind of what it is. But another thing that's really bad gameplay-wise is tackle battles. Tackle battles, I feel like, doesn't even get talked about enough because it's just so bad. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, it's here. It is what it is. But all of this is a way for you to get stripped and fumble the ball. That's all it is. It's not good. It needs to leave. And it flat out needs to leave. Another thing that's terrible is rat catches and conservative catches are really terrible, but rat catches are so bad because you have such a high chance to drop the ball on a rat catch. And I'm not saying when a defender's right near you and he breaks it up. I'm talking about when there's nobody near you, you throw the ball in the flat and you try to rat catch it and you just straight up drop it, and then the ball floats in the air because we're playing zero gravity fucking football, and then the DB comes in with pick artist and picks it off. It's just flat out stupid. I don't understand how guys, like, it happens to me almost every game lately. It's sad. And the last thing that I have to say that is terrible about this game, which is the biggest thing, no weekend league. Mutt Champs is garbage. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. We want weekend league back. It was the closest thing to a ranked game mode we've really ever had in Mutt. And it was just, 25 games, go out there and show what you're made of. And the rewards were good in Weekend League, every Tuesday, depending on where if you got top 100, if you got legend rewards, MVP, whatever you got, you get your rewards on a Tuesday. And then there was a monthlies. I used to love monthlies, man. I get the Fire Fantasy Pack or whatever it used to be called. And now it's like all that is gone, man. It's just less and less ways to make coins. And people are like, oh, well, we got the Compass and stuff like that. The Compass is nothing compared to within Weekend League rewards, at least for me, because, I used to get like top 100, top 50 rewards and, stuff like that, and I was getting the top 100 monthly. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking on it because I was getting a lot better rewards than other people, but I feel like even people that just, even people that didn't get that, they say they still want Weekend League back. So, it's like, you know what I mean? Everybody wants it back. It's something that never should have left the game, and I think that's one of the worst things about the game, in my opinion, but you guys let me know, what are some good things that you would take away from Madden 23 that I might not have said? What are some bad things that I left out? Because I'm sure there is. Same thing for 22. What are some good things you think I left out, or some bad things I left out? And what do you guys think is the better game? Madden 22 or Madden 23? Me personally, gotta go with Madden 22 easily. 23 is probably, I don't know if you guys, play a lot of 2K, but I played a lot of 2K back in the day, and I always say that NBA 2K18 is like the worst game I've ever played in my life, and I gotta be honest, man. I think 23 is pretty damn close to that.